Hello and a warm welcome to yet another episode of Zoe's Corner. Alright folks, I know I normally now use my whiteboard to draw down some fancy scribbles of the history of the unit I'm talking about. However, this time we're going to make it a bit different as I do have a special treat for the end of the show. So yeah, let's just make a very quick sum up of the history of the Infestor. Basically, he is considered to be the replacement of the Defiler, which we still know from StarCraft 1. It used to be the spellcaster for the Zerg. Yeah, the Infestors evolved from the Bobo Matriarch, which is some sort of odd creature, or more like an organism who, well, the Infestor evolved from. And yeah, basically then the Queen of Blade thought, they're cool, I want to have them, so they were added to the Swarm. That's the short and very simple version of the history of the Infestor. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed telling the whole story. And now we will move over to the fan art section, which is gonna be a bit special this time. Alright, so some of you might have guessed already that I'm really into art. I love art, I'd love to know more about it myself, and I'd love to be able to teach others what I know. Yeah, actually today, this fan art segment is going to be very educational for you guys at home, and due to my job, I'm lucky and I get to meet a lot of incredible, talented people, and some of those professionals actually helped me out for today's show. They successfully executed a big variety of different art styles to show you guys at home, and now together we will learn about those different styles and how to identify them. And we're gonna start by taking a look at a piece done by Quickshot. Quickshot is a LoL caster, but not only League of Legends is one of his big passions, but also art. So let's take a look at his drawing. As we can see, it's a surrealistic painting. It shows us a familiar object, maybe an infestor, which is painted to look strange and mysterious. And I really think this was a well-executed example of surrealistic art. It had a very unique feel to it. So thank you very much, Quickshot, for that submission. The next one I have the pleasure of showing you is from the lovely Mr. Kalaris. This good English sir is casting StarCraft 2 for ESL TV and is also a big lover of Impressionism. This was his art style of choice, so let's take a look at his version of an Infestor. And the thing with these kind of drawings and paintings is that they're done as if someone just took a very quick look at the subject. And I really gotta say that like the quick look, the quick glance thing is showing a lot in Kalaris' work. So thank you very much, man. It's much appreciated and keep them coming. Love them. Good work. So the next one I'm going to show you guys at home is from the lovely Mrs. Mucky, and she's working for Razer. I think due to being busy and awesome, she kind of didn't got the task. So she sent me a lobster, but I like lobsters, so let's show you a lobster. I can't really categorize the lobster as I don't think the world of art is ready for this kind of style yet, but it's gonna happen, Mucky. It's gonna happen. I believe in you. And the next one I'm gonna show you is also a bit harder to categorize. It's done by Nara, who is a StarCraft 2 player from Spain. So if I'd have to categorize Nara's Infestor, I'd probably gonna go for pop art, as it does have that kind of feel to it. And I loved it. It's a very good example of pop art in my opinion, so thank you very much for your submission. And the next one I'm going to show you is done by yet another League of Legends caster. His name is Penky. He is a big name in the primitive art scene, I'd say. So let's just take a look at his masterpiece. Primitive art normally looks like it's done by a child, and usually those pictures are very, very simple, very flat, two-dimensional. As we can see, Penky was very much inspired by his own earlier work, aged like 3 to 4. Thank you very much for sending me this good example of primitive art, and I gotta say I've been a fan of your earlier works as well, and I think you even added more details to it in a very flat and primitive way. So well done. Thank you very much. And the next one I'm going to show you is by the lovely Mr. Jinro, who is a StarCraft 2 player for Team Liquid. And well, yeah, we're going from primitive art to now realistic art. And I think it's clear to see that Shinra got held back a bit by the tools, which is paint and the mouse. And on a not trolling note, such a boss. What the hell? How can you draw that in paint? What the what the f? And the next one I'm gonna show you is done by no other than Mr. Day 9. We all know that he's a talented badass. He's a caster, he's an entertainer, he's in everything, and he's good in everything, and that doesn't exclude art. And he also sent me a lovely drawing. His art choice is expressionism, and I think this is as fitting as can be. So let's take a look at his piece, where we can see that the artist was more concerned with having his work express a feeling than making it look exactly what he was painting. And as an outcome, we have a very emotional, a very speaking and contrast-heavy drawing of an infestor. So thank you very much for that submission. And the next one is submitted by Kerak. He is the guild leader of Cortex. He also took the time and he even mixed it up a bit. He went for some sort of pop art and FAUVISM, which is an art style using a lot of bright, unusual colors where the subject is drawn in a very simple way. So thank you very much for what I believe was an infestor. And the next one I can show you is an awesome piece of cubism art. It's done by no other than Total Biscuit. He's an artist, an entertainer, a shoutcaster and a podcaster. And he sent me one of his work. As I mentioned before, it's cubism art, which is not supposed to look real. And Total Biscuit used geometrical shapes to show what he's trying to paint. And I really think the choice of colors and the shapes and also of course the simplicity brought across that this is about an infestor with a hat. So thank you very much for this very good example of cubism art. And the next one is going to be within the range of abstract art. And of course if I say abstract art, there can only be one name coming to your mind now. And of course I'm talking about TLO, who is playing StarCraft 2 for Team Liquid. And he sent me his masterpiece of abstract art. And people like TLO feel that art does not have to show only things which are recognizable. And TLO even adapted this art style in his signature. So let's take a look at that again. It's amazing, isn't it? So thank you very much for that one as well. And the last one I'm going to show you is done by Lick. He is the founder and one of the project leaders from Mana Flask. He's now working for IntoLol. And he actually cheated because he drew it with his finger and it's still ugly. So thank you very much. So I hope everyone learned a lot in that show, and for next week's show we will be talking about the Terran unit, the Ghost. So if you guys watching have anything to do with the Ghost, please send it in to zoe@nasl.tv. I'm very much looking forward to have your submission for next week's show. And yeah, for now I will make a little scribble, but this time I will embarrass myself as well because I will do it in paint and I will do it with a mouse, and I'm not good in drawing with my mouse. So I hope you guys at home enjoyed that, and afterwards I'll give it back to you guys with the live broadcast.